Hello and welcome. In this section, we will learn another method in the selection structure. In this section, we will learn about the switch statement, or sometimes we call it as a switch case command. Uh, in a switch case, basically, you are going to make use of the switch command. So these are the available commands that you're going to use. And this is the pseudocode of how you are going to use it. Then you are going to use a case, then a value. So we'll just empty the value first. And of course, if you have then after that, you have there a semicolon. By the way, you need also to block this one, okay, to indicate that that is the beginning of the of your switch statement. So again, if you have there another case, so you have a case, then another value, and of course you are going to make use of a default uh, at the end. Huh? Then usually a case is made out of another one or another instruction, which which is very useful when we are going to make use of a switch, and we call that one as a break command. Okay. And usually a break command is present in every case statement. So usually this is how you are going to structure it. Usually you can place there now the cout command or whatever command found in your case. So this, let's say for example, this is the statement. Okay, that we can also write there another command like that. Huh? So later on, I will show you how the flow of switch uh, is executed. So first off, let's have another let's make use of a integer. But before that, let's say for example, if I have 1 in here in the switch. Now another thing is a switch is limited or has its own disadvantage compared to the if else. In the if else, you can make use of greater than, equal to, no? Those relational equations. However, in the switch, it's only equal to, no? So basically, a switch is just a jump command in which it will jump if the expression here can be found in the different cases. So let's say, for example, let's say I have 1, and we label this one as 1, and this one we label this one as 2, and therefore it will only jump. Let's say this is the statement. This is the first statement. This is the second statement. No? So in this case, in the switch command, the switch will say, or the computer will say, okay, I have there a value of 1. Then I will try to look at the different case and see if there are equal, or see if there are equal values in one. So this can be in either a float or a integer or even in a character. So let's say, for example, again, going back to 1. So again, it will try to find the value of 1 in the different cases. So this one is 1. Therefore, it will run this code. What is after the semicolon? No? So once this is executed, then we will find, this is why it's very important to have a break. The reason why you have to place a break in every case, so that it will exit and it will not go into the case 2. So if this is the value, which is 2, therefore it will skip and go, or again jump into the case value having a case having a value of 2. And of course we have there a break because we want to exit. We will not go to the default uh, case. So usually the default, you don't need to have a break because it is in the end of the statement. But the use of default is when there is, let's say for example, 3, and if the switch cannot see that there is no comparison or there are no equal to, then therefore it will go directly to the default statement. Okay, because there is no partner with, there is no value equal to 3. So let's just take practice this out or test this out. So this one is, let's say, copy this one. We will run this one as labeled as default. Okay. Then of course, this is the exit. So I will try to write down there. This is the exit of the switch. Okay. So and to make it more cleaner, we'll place there and L in every statement. This one and L. We don't need to place an and L there. So so if we run this one, of course, well, the value here is 1, so therefore it will find the value that is equals to it, which is 1. So if we run that one, we can see that it will run the first statement, and since it will encounter a break here, it will no longer execute this one. It will automatically exit to the cout. So that is why you have there the command, the first statement followed by the exit of the switch. And if we say this is the value 2, of course we can have it like this. So this is the second statement, this is the exit of the switch. Okay, so if there is no, let's say 6, the value of there is 6, if we run that one, we can see that of course it will go to the default and it will say this is the default statement and this is the exit of the statement. Okay, so we can make use of variables also. So let's say for example switch, let's say int a and b. So let's just make use of a, and we have there a is equals to 1. So therefore if we have the statement a, therefore since our value of a is 1, therefore it will go to this statement. So if we run this one, we can see that it goes to the first statement. Okay, so we can make use of combination of cin. So let's say for example if we have cin like that, so we now generally made some sort of a menu style. So first and foremost, I need to make something that will cue the user of what is to input. So I will say here, please input value from 1 to 2. Okay, and I will cue the user to input that value so that when I run this one, you can see that it will wait for it. So if I input there 1 and enter, of course it will say this is the first statement. This is the exit of the switch. Okay, so it's now like a menu in which you can choose the option of whether you use 1 or 2. So another one, if you run this one, let's say for example I choose 5, which is not found in the switch, so it will go to the default statement. Okay, another cool thing about switch is I can make use of characters. So if you are going to make use of characters, let's say A or B, input a letter like that. Let's have it a cue to the user so that he knows what to input. And instead of, since it's a character A, we will use like this, no? Single quote since it's a character. And if this is a B, like that. So if when a user inputs a value either A or B, it will, if it's A, it will go to here, and it's B, it will go to this second statement. So if you run this one, So if I will input, let's say for example, B, then it will supposedly go to the second. So it will say this is the second statement, and it will go exit the switch. Okay, so let's say for example, it will you misclick, let's say for example Y, enter, then therefore this is the default, and it will go to the default itself, the switch. Okay, now how about if what if a user will input a capital letter? So you can make use of another case and you input this one, but to make it much easier, we can just cascade that one like this. No? And we can cascade this one also like that. Oh, so what does it mean? It means that whether if I input there a capital letter, it will still go here and break. And if I input a small letter, it will still go here, no? And it will break. So let's have this one. Let's say if I input there a capital, of course, it will go to the first statement. And if I use small letter a, I can use it like that. So another good thing about switch is that you can cascade the values if you prefer doing it. And again, the limitation of a switch is that comparing it to the if else is basically you can make use of the greater than, equal to expression, and even a logical operations. However, in this case, you can only do the equal to. Basically, you are going to compare the value of A to the value of whatever goes there. No? However, you can also make use, let's say, for example, if this is 1 or 2, and this is 3 or 4, you can make use of expression in terms of mathematical equation, which the result will also be equal to this one. So if you have there 1 plus 1, of course, it will go to the case number 2 because the value here is equals to 2. So if you run this one, so by the way, we still have this q here, but anyways, it will be ignored. So you can see here that it will go to the first statement because it is still the value there is equal to 2. And again, it's still a comparison method. And unlike if else, this is just like a jump and go to exit method. Okay, and for more examples, you can view your programming manuals. There you can see some examples of switch. And if you are going to go more in depth about switch, you can view other online examples. And that's it. And that's the end of topic in the selection structure.